Hello everybody, how are you doing? Welcome back to Man City Unplugged, your very own Man City fan channel. It's the big day. It's Real Madrid versus Manchester City at the Santiago Bernabeu. It's the semi-final of the Champions League. This is the third time in a row that City are in the Champions League semi-final, third season in a row. That in itself for me is a very big achievement because I think if you want to be the top team in Europe, consistently reaching those semi-finals year in year out should be a primary objective, and that is what City are doing. Now the final step to win, not win, there are many factors included in it. I'm not saying that we have no chance and something like that, but what I'm saying is it's a great feat being in the semi-finals first of all for the third time in a row. So let us appreciate it. But let's go City. Like Bayaji says, finally a year's wait is over. Let's go City. Exactly, Bayaji. Exactly. But Pep, I think Pep put it the best way in his press conference when he said it's not about revenge or something against Madrid. It's another opportunity for us to cement our place as one of the elite clubs in Europe year in and year out. And I think that's a much bigger statement. That's a very big statement from Pep Guardiola actually. So that's something that is very interesting. I'll just set up my stream actually. I'll just log into my this thing. Yeah, the JSK says Guardiola never learns in some cases. You know what I mean. But he's learned JSK. He's actually learned quite a bit, not tinkering with his lineup and all of those things this season. So in that way, I think one thing Guardiola has realized this season is, you know, you need to have a solid defense. You need to have a solid back four, for example. In order to win these competitions, in order to go all the way in these competitions. Bayaji says five players of last season defeat has started tonight. Eddie Diaz, Walker, KDB, uh, Rodri. But I think there's another player who would have learned a lot from last season's defeat, and that is that is Jack Grealish actually, because he was the one who couldn't prevent that cross. Couldn't prevent that. He couldn't prevent that cross into cross from Carvajal into Rodrigo actually. So let me just log in first. I don't know why this is. Yes, it's logged in now because earlier it was telling I was not logged in. Yes. Yeah. So I'm just sorry. I was a bit distracted. I was logging it into the stream on Sony Live and it was telling you need to pay, but I already subscribed, so I don't know why it was asking. But now it's all right. Uh, yeah, Bayaji, Eddie Diaz, Walker, and I mean, no, but Walker is an interesting one because for the time Walker was on the pitch against Real Madrid, it was as if Madrid couldn't do anything with us. Walker 1v1 defending. There are some few people who are built to defend 1v1, who are like a tank 1v1 defending, and we are lucky to have two of them in Ake and Walker. It's a shame that Ake is not playing. Really wanted Ake against Rodrigo today. Don't know how Akanji will fare against Rodrigo. I think Akanji has the most difficult job today because Akanji is not as spacey, for example, as Ake. I think Akanji probably has a little bit of a mistake in him, like he did against Leeds, for example. So it will be interesting to see how Akanji deals with Rodrigo on that flank. JS and this is pure Stephen Ortega game. I can't disagree with you, JSK. I can't disagree with you on this matter anymore because Stephen Ortega, great shot stopper as, but seeing Real Madrid's midfield, it is interesting. They've not even gone with Chouamini. It's Cruz, Modric, and Freddy Valverde, and I'm very sure it's Cruz who's going to be sitting back, who's almost going to be holding on his own. So that will be interesting. I don't know. This game could be nil-nil or it could be a high-scoring game. I don't know, but the interesting thing is, if you look at the Madrid squad, you'll feel that Madrid have come out here and they're telling City we will outscore you. It doesn't matter, and they're even not playing a regular DM. They're instead playing. It's almost like City playing Gundogan in CDM and having Rodri on the bench. That's what Madrid are doing here, and that would happen. Last time that happened, it didn't sit out well in the Champions League final with us, right? Vinay says, I've kept my expectations least for UCL. It's Real Madrid, all the luck, ref, VR, and big his uh, mentality. That is true, Vinay. That is true in a way. I mean, it is not true for not getting to round of 16 or something, but I'm a firm believer that if you get to the semi-finals year in and year out, okay, one season you might not, but generally most of the years, if you get to the semi-finals, I think you're doing a great job. I think you're in the top elite clubs in Europe, top two, top three clubs in Europe. Now reaching to the final, winning it, there are many aspects of it. There are many aspects to it. There are slight decisions. How is your form on that day? A lot of things, but getting to the semi-finals is something that has really impressed me for the last 3 years, 4 years. I mean, what has impressed me the most is Pep Guardiola's our progression in Champions League under Pep Guardiola. People say City are a failure under Pep Guardiola for not winning the Champions League and stuff. But Pep has when Pep took over, it was last 16. Monaco out last 16, Tottenham out, Liverpool out last 16, Tottenham out last 16. From that, you've gone to quarter final, and now semi-final. So you see where the progression is. But rival fans, everyone, the media, what they want is Pep Guardiola plays and we should win the CL. It's not like playing a PS. And rather than us going straight and winning the Champions League, for example, I would prefer this process, because what this process would do is it would embed a philosophy in the club. The same philosophy like Real Madrid. It would embed a philosophy of reaching the last stages of the Champions League year in and year out. That's what creates the mentality. The mentality that is there in the Premier League for us. Why do we every season we compete for the title? Winning it or not is different. We compete for the title. The same mentality. Pep is creating the same mentality here for the Champions League as well. JSK says, and then Alaba has the most difficult game. Alaba, Rudiger. I hope JSK. I hope Kevin De Bruyne has not forgotten what Rudiger did to him in the Champions League final, and Haaland will have revenge on behalf of Kevin De Bruyne on Rudiger today. Just physically smash him. I would tell to Haaland, physically smash Rudiger. No, no one cares. We want that revenge, because if Rudiger didn't do that to Kevin De Bruyne in the Champions League final, that time I think we would have at least equalized. There was no chance we would draw a blank against that Chelsea team. Bayaji says, don't want any of our defenders as an Upamecano like game. That is true, Bayaji. That Upamecano game, it still sends me. I mean, it doesn't send me shivers, but the thought of our defenders having that kind of a thing, it sends me shivers. The game has kicked off and it's already been launched into City's half. CSK's good thing is Yaya Toure has officially lifted the curse. That is true. Look at how open Madrid are here. This is interesting. And Rodrigo, I think it is, who has gone down. The role of Jack Grealish will be very, very interesting and I would say important rather than interesting today, because he has to help out Akanji. You cannot expect Akanji to go 1v1 with Rodrigo all the time and win his duels. Both our wingers today have to help our fullbacks. in a way, I'm getting a sense of, that Arsenal game kind of a thing here, where, all our attacks are central, but even Arsenal had their power in the flanks, right? Martinelli, Saka. So here as well, I think Madrid have their power in the flanks, so defend the flanks and attack through the center. I think that maybe is Pep's plan. They're not pressing Courtois. I don't know why. Second balls are going to be so important, so crucial today, guys. Ruben Diaz on the ball. Ruben Diaz to Manuel Akanji. Manuel Akanji is striding forward. Don't go too forward, Manuel. Jack Grealish with an important reception of the ball there. Need to absolutely be careful of counter attacks today. We just can't give up any counter attacks. Vinicius' new system favors wings for the opponent. I think you're absolutely right, Vinay, but I think one of the requirements of playing as a fullback in the system is your 1v1 defending should be excellent. I think that is something which Pep has got with Walker, Ake, even Akanji, for example. All of them are excellent 1v1 defenders. That's why I think City are actually looking at Guardiola more than anyone, because his 1v1 defending is actually very good. But there is weakness. But I think you have to back 1v1. I mean, in always in Pep systems there has been this thing, right? Either your center backs, earlier it was City center backs who had to be very good 1v1, and now it is full backs who have to be very good 1v1. So the system is risky. Vinicius has gone through there. Vinicius has gone through there. What are you doing, Kyle Walker? What are you doing, Kyle Walker? That was so close. Did you see how Vinicius just raced through there? That is what we need to be careful against. That is where Real Madrid can hurt you. That is what you need to be bloody careful against. It's already started as an end-to-end game. Camavinga playing it left back for Real Madrid. Benzema just couldn't collect it, but the pace of Vinicius there, it just, he just raced through. Corner for City. Jack Grealish, Jack, try a shot from there. I know he did not have an opportunity to strike, but probably Jack Grealish should have and could have tried something over there. Jack Grealish, ha, give the ball away. Be careful in transitions, guys. That is good defending from City. Jack Grealish, we need to be very careful here. Look at Madrid trying to press and trying to go on quick transition. You losing the ball is just not allowed today. Good switch from Gundogan to Bernardo Silva. That's another great switch, and that's very well covered. Wonderful covering there. Vinicius was just running onto the ball. Superb covering there. Kevin De Bruyne. What a ball from Kevin De Bruyne there. Erling Haaland just tried to dribble through, just could not. Just be careful of Real's transitions. That's the only thing I would say. Just be extremely careful of giving the ball away in those areas where the potential of a turnover is high. That is one thing. I know we did exceptionally well against Bayern Munich for that, but just need to take care here more than ever. Because look at the way Real are just set up. This is a typical counter-attacking team, you know. You would think even Jose Mourinho is the manager of this team. That's how much they're set up for this match. Especially for this match, I think they're looking just to strike us on. They're not parking the bus, but they're looking to strike us on transitions. It's a City throw, I think. Pep Guardiola looks relaxed, is never relaxed. Bernardo Silva mentioned something very, very interesting in his press conference. He said that this season, one thing that has changed is we are okay with not having control, and that is something which is unimaginable if you think of what Pep Guardiola is a personality, right? He always wants to control all of the variables. But I think one change people are telling City are looking different this season, different this season. I think if you ask me, one change is more than the system. It's Pep realizing that all the variables cannot be controlled. It's Pep being okay to suffer, Pep being okay to relinquish control. Good snapshot from Kevin De Bruyne. Offside. Offside. But very good snapshot from Kevin De Bruyne over there. Very good shot. City have done exceptionally well there to create that space for Kevin De Bruyne. Let's look at the save of Courtois. It was straightforward save. The ball is curling in. I think if the ball was curling away from Courtois, that would have been a difficult save to make, but the ball was curling in. It's a corner for City. Pep Guardiola just seemed unhappy with something over there. I don't know what, but Kevin De Bruyne with the corner. Kevin is not that good at corners, to be fair. He's excellent at set pieces and everything, but corners, no. Jack, protect the ball, yes. Look at Real just looking to counter attack. Give it back to Edison. Yes. City slowly passing the ball around patiently. Real Madrid, see, they were in a mid block. Now they're almost parking the bus sitting over there, back in their shape. This is where we need to be extremely careful. Just cannot allow them to strike on a counter. That's a good switch. There is the space. The space is with Manuel Akanji, Jack Grealish. Manuel stay back. Grealish didn't go for receiving it. Benzema in between the lines. This is where Madrid are dangerous. Madrid get on the ball. And the counter is on. The counter is on. Edison comes. The ball was not good. If the diagonal ball was good, I think Benzema was away over there. Three pass goal. Almost that is what Madrid are trying. That is what we did against Bayern, for example, in the second leg. Madrid have come out with a clear game plan, I think. You play the high risk game, we will play on the counter. That's a loose pass, but City looking a bit nervy there. I'm just getting a sense we are looking a bit nervous here. We need to settle down into the game. I know it's Bernabeu and everything, but we just need to settle down into the game. Just need to calm our nerves. We just need to calm ourselves. Rodolfo Borrell along with Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola, of course, knows Santiago Bernabeu much more than anyone else. Barcelona legend, been one of Barcelona's legendary coaches. Had so many iconic battles with Jose Mourinho here at Bernabeu. Kyle Walker does extremely well over there. That's very well played out. That's wonderfully played out there. Calmly done. Calmly done, I would say. Played through the first wave of Madrid pressure. That is so calmly done. City are calmly passing the ball around. I know I've said the second time or third time, but that's what we are doing. Madrid are looking to pounce. This game has suddenly become a clash of ideologies here. Possession based almost versus typical counter attacking football. Manuel Akanji, Jack Grealish. Ah, what a hit by Rodri. Great hit by Rodri over there. Great hit by Rodri. What a hit by Rodri there. Courtois down in time, but again a very good hit by Rodri. Against Bayern Munich as well, he opened the scoring with a stunner. That was close. That was very close. They're leaving De Bruyne, they're leaving Rodri, they're leaving players free outside the box. Maybe Gundogan, I think, can fancy a shot from outside the box. Referee has pointed towards a goal kick over there. City wanted a penalty, but let us see. That's not a penalty. It's just a coming together. That is never a penalty. That's not a penalty. There's nothing in it for me. There's absolutely nothing in it. Erling Haaland there. Ah, didn't strike it. Just look at the combination play between Haaland and De Bruyne. Chance. That is a chance, mate. That is a chance. I agree. The chances of Rodri and De Bruyne were half chances, but that was a chance from Erling Haaland. He had to do better. Bernardo Silva. Ruben Diaz. Akanji just about keeps it in. Jack Grealish. Ah, header from Haaland. It was a difficult angle against Courtois, but that is chance. That's another chance. Problem was there wasn't any pace on the ball. The ball was just looped up. So, but again, Erling Haaland getting a bit more joy. Vinicius on the ball. Luka Modric. That's well defended by Manuel Akanji. That's a foul on Gundogan. It's a foul on Gundogan. This game is just it's just two sides playing with two completely different philosophies. Madrid just, I mean, this game more than any game I've seen them against, more than any game like against Liverpool, against Chelsea. Madrid, in those games, Madrid came out and played. In this game, Madrid are just sitting tight and they just want to hit you on the break. Bernardo Silva, that's a foul, and Camavinga does well there defensively. Tactically, this game is like absolutely tight. It's on a knife's edge, and the referee is doing well at least until this point, allowing the game to flow as well as keeping it fair. City are trying for that combination between Haaland and De Bruyne. Rodrigo one on one. Jack, you have to go back. You have to go back, and Edison does well. See, that is the ball. That is the ball. That is the ball which Real Madrid are trying to play. That is what we need to be very careful with. Benzema almost got there. It's very good starting position from Edison. Rodri, Gundogan. There is space for City on the flanks, but well done by Walker, and it's Bernardo Silva. Poor pass, poor pass. Should have found someone. They're just lurking, like hungry wolves. Real Madrid. Good ball from Ikai Gundogan. Jack Grealish. That's gone out. Wasn't it a penalty? Or was it just outside? It was outside the box, and the referee played advantage. That was outside the box, and the ref played advantage. So that's not a penalty, I think. Very cagey game up till now. Both the sides have just balanced each other out. Very, very cagey game, I would say. Madrid have had one sniff, I think, with Benzema almost running through and Ederson catching the ball. Jack Grealish, Kanji, Eddie. Yes, the pass to Eddie was on. Ah, spread it wide. Yes, that's a wonderful ball. That's a wonderful ball out there, and City are on the attack again. That's a corner for City. That's a corner. I don't know why KDB always keeps on taking corners. He's very good at everything except corners. Probably think Gundogan must should be taking it from there. And KDB can be ready to strike the corners from outside the box. See, again a shed corner. But give it to KDB, give it to KDB. There's a pass there, and think there was a pass on to KDB there. I don't know why we didn't play it. There was a pass out there onto KDB. Gundogan spread out wide. City are patiently playing in possession, but this is Madrid. They can do anything. So Grealish does extremely well. City are protecting the ball very well here. And I won't complain that there's no penetration because there is penetration. There is penetration. Haaland has had two chances. One chance was very good on his left foot. He had a tame strike to Courtois. He should have done better than that. City are holding on to the ball that extra bit more to draw Madrid in, but Madrid are just not committing. Both the teams just playing very intelligently, very smartly. Each one is trying to carry out their respective instructions. Bernardo Silva is having a lot of the ball. City are thinking very precise moments in terms of putting the final ball in because they know they lose it, the transition is on, and the ball's gone out. Good defending from Walker. Walker's almost being touched back to Vinicius Jr. over there. The strike from Rodri was good, but if Courtois was on the middle of the goal, it would have been difficult to save, but he was almost on that end of the goal. So on the right, on his right side of the goal, so it was easier to save. And Madrid are on the attack now. Madrid are on the attack now. It's Rodrigo. So Rodrigo, and that's actually very well defended by Walker. I think City are just keeping their calm. It's not a fast start by any means, like last year's semi-final. City are not going bang bang or something like that. We are just patiently playing the ball around. The interesting thing is, what does Pep Guardiola? That's a mistake there. Vinicius Junior is in. You can't make. Oh, that was a goal saving tackle. That was a goal saving clearance there. That was a goal saving clearance over there. Wow, mistake, and Vinicius Junior was almost in there. Look at that. Benzema was just lurking. Who else but Don Ruben, King Ruben there, making that challenge, making that clearance there. Otherwise, it's an open goal for Karim Benzema. Far post. See, those are the situations which we must be very careful of. Again, Vinicius, they're trying to play in Vinicius. That was careless on Walker's part. I think that was careless on Walker's part. Sorry, John Stone's part actually to give the ball away. Need to be careful of that. One mistake like that, and all of these possession stats and they will come to nothing. Again, we're playing this high risk game. Kick the bloody ball out. But it is played out very well, and that has now opened space up front. You have to take those risks. That's a yellow card. That's surely a yellow card for Danny Carvajal. That's surely a yellow card for Danny Carvajal. I don't know why the referee is not booking him. That's surely a yellow card for Danny Carvajal over there. Don't know why the ref is not booking him. It is a yellow card for sure. Manuel Akanji, John Stones. So it's Ruben Diaz on that side. Ruben Diaz there with the ball. That is very well played. City are playing one touch passing here. Rodri on the ball. No mistakes are absolutely allowed. The ref has not given a foul for that, where that was a foul. That was a clear foul. They're asking for a red card. I think they're asking for a red card over there. That was a clear foul. I don't know why the referee has not given it. It's bloody Antonio Rudiger there. It's bloody Antonio Rudiger there. It's an elbow into Gundogan's face. It's Antonio Rudiger. It's Antonio Rudiger again. Why doesn't Haaland just bash him up? I don't mind if Haaland gets two red cards for that. What the hell is Antonio Rudiger doing? Yeah, Rudiger, exactly. Just have Haaland kick him in the face twice. I don't mind Haaland taking two red cards for that. I don't mind him at all. That's a blatant foul. I'll never understand why how Rudiger didn't get a red card in that Champions League semi-final. This is at least a yellow, if not red. At least a yellow. Vinicius serves my earlier point exactly, Vinay. And Pep Guardiola often says, these big stadiums, the referees, the calls go against you. That is true. That is true. The shot from Rodri was, I think, the best chance someone got, and Ruben Diaz clearance. That was so pivotal. Ruben Diaz blocking the shot of Jamal Musiala. If you remember, Bayern game at nil-nil for Rodri scored. That was so important. That shot was on goal, and this one as well. Vinicius pass. It was on goal. Benzema had an open goal there. I hope Gundogan is able to continue because we don't have anyone who can actually replace him. Alvarez does not have the same impact as, especially in these big games, as Gundo, for example. Since City are temporarily playing with 10 men here. Yes, Gundo is now back and City are playing with 11. Ball is on Madrid's left flank, and that is excellent defending. Jack Grealish of all people to give the ball away. Jack Grealish. Focus, guys. Focus. Focus on the task in hand. Haaland had one chance where he was on his left foot. He should have smashed the ball. That was a tame effort. I still think, I know no one will talk about it, but I still think that is one of the best chances of this half because Haaland on his left foot. I don't care the angle, I don't care about anything. That is excellent by Rodri. Erling Haaland, Jack Grealish. City are progressing the ball very well here. Gundogan, Gundo, there's space on the right hand side. He's just not preferring that right hand side now. Maybe he thinks we're becoming too predictable down that side. Vinicius Jr. on the attack here. Where is Kyle Walker? Kyle. He's given a corner to Real Madrid, but just think that's a goal kick. It's a goal kick. It's last of Camavinga. Just defend this corner well, guys. Defend this corner well. That's very well defended. Wonderful defending from City over there for the set piece. And that's again good pressing by KDB. Just press Karthua. I don't know why we're not pressing Karthua. I can understand they do not want to leave anyone free, but just hurry Karthua a bit. Because Karthua, if he's hurried, he can make mistakes. We've seen against Liverpool, for example. I don't know why we were drawn into that. That's excellent work. And it's a handball against Benzema, I think. Yeah, it's a handball against Benzema. Yeah, it's a handball against Benzema. He's used the hand clearly there to control the ball. It's been a pulsating half, I must say. Not a half of many chances, but a half of. It's an intense match. That was just a mistime ball over there, mistime ball over the top for Jack Grealish. Camavinga there, he's quick as well. Bernardo Silva needs to run. Bernardo Silva needs to run. And Vinicius Junior scores. Ah! Vinicius Junior scores. This is what we didn't want. Vinicius Junior scores. Just look at the counter attack over there. Four people. Four people coming. Look at that strike from Vinicius Junior. He just can't do anything about it. He just. That's just wonderful play. Rodri taken out over there. Camavinga. That's unstoppable. You just can't do anything. It's not a mistake from someone. It's just the quality of Vinicius Junior over there. It's just the quality. That's all. It's just the quality of Vinicius Junior more than anything else. But it is moments like these where big teams in the Champions League, they don't get destabilized. They face this kind of moments. That is important. This will show how much we have learned from the past experiences. Again, we have lost the ball over there. We need to be stable here. We need to be stable. 37 minutes on the clock. There's so much of the tie to go. We need to be stable here. To be stable. 1-0 is nothing. 1-0 is nothing. Just need to be stable. That's a free kick to Real Madrid. Look at how Vinicius Junior came inside over there. I think Walker's just sticking a bit tight to him now, but Bernardo Silva, it's another mistake, but Kyle Walker does well. We just we just need to get to half time now, regroup and come back. That's all. Tie is not over at 1-0. The tie is not over at 1-0. In fact, Pep would have even taken a 1-0 back to the Etihad. It's not the worst score to take back to the Etihad, I would say. We can't just allow the tie to drift away now. Erling Haaland, they just handling Erling Haaland so well here. But we're defending well, we're stable. That is the most important thing. We're defending well here. Jack Grealish, can't we create one chance for Erling Haaland? That's what I'm thinking in this leg. And we're keeping position now, but that's fine for me. That's fine. Just get to half time without any more damage, and then we'll look at it. That's a foul. Kamavinga has done extremely well. That's a good ball in. That's a good ball in. It's Bernardo Silva. Just rotate the position. Bernardo Silva does extremely well over there. That's wonderful there. Ah! Flashed across the box and no one. That is criminal. Erling, where are you? Bloody flashed across the box and there's no one. There's no one. This corner needs to be good, Kevin. And it's a goal kick. I think the only way you stop that is be touch tight to Vinicius Junior. That's the only thing. Someone do a man marking job on him. That's the only thing. Because City maintained a good shape over there and someone shoots from outside the box with such venom. I think you just can't do anything on that. Just can't do anything on that. Think it is in situations like these that you just need to calm yourself down, accept that okay, we're 1-0 down and it's not the worst scenario to be in at the Bernabeu. You just need to get to half time with 1-0 down. That's the only thing I would say. Scoring a goal won't be bad, but just need to win an even half, I would say. It was a Vinicius wonder goal. Could very well have been a Rodri wonder goal earlier, which Courtois saved. So, Diaz, one last attack before we get into half time. Is Grealish going to get a red now? That was a push by Carvajal. It was a push by Carvajal there. That was dangerous play from Carvajal. And there's nothing. The referee has not given nothing. The game's just bubbling up. We need to be careful, not lose our temper or anything. That's a foul. But the referee will not show a card. I don't know why. The referee is telling to Grealish, use your brains. There's something going on here between Grealish and Carvajal. I think that will be that in this half. Madrid leading 1-0. That's another foul. Look at how the Madrid players are just fouling everyone. This is just insane. And the referee has not even shown a single card till now. This is the first card he's shown. Vinicius is simply not UEFA Lona and we are dread. I mean, so many fouls, JSK. Sorry, so many fouls, Vinay. That Carvajal, the way he just showed relation to into those hoardings, it could have been a head injury. I mean, so many fouls are not given. That Gundogan Rudiger one, it was at least a yellow card, if not more. I think that will be that for the half. That will be that for the half. That's what Pep is asking the ref. So many fouls. Even last season, right? Second leg, Casemiro made so many fouls and no cards were given. Casemiro should have had at least the for the fouls he made. He should have had two red cards in a single leg alone last time. Right now, they are just going in physically. Uh, your Rudiger, your Carvajal, Camavinga, everyone. It's almost like, and the referee is just he's just playing on. That's it. No cards, nothing. Carvajal and Grealish is insane. The Carvajal has at least fouled Grealish 5 times I think till now, and there's absolutely no card. It's just stupid. I mean, overall, I would say that I'm not disappointed, but I mean, of course, I'm disappointed we're losing 1-0 at this point. But overall, in the context of the tie, I think, especially in this knockout games, our attitude should be like there's still a huge chunk of the tie left. 1-0 is not game over. 1-0 is not a bad thing. If you had asked Pep Guardiola before the tie, that would you take 1-0 back to the Etihad? His answer would have been yes, probably. His answer would 99%, 100% be yes. Remember the Leipzig game? Leipzig away, what was the scoreline? 1-1, and then we took them to the Etihad and we just hit them for whatever we want. Bayern game, first leg, the Etihad, we finished the tie there. Second, at the Allianz Arena, we just scored one goal. So away ties are generally a bit difficult, and we haven't been, and we have to accept that generally the away ties in the Champions League are difficult. So think one that with the Bernabeu with the referees doing all of these things. JSK says bottle job again. No, JSK, this is not bottle job. That was just a. I mean, no team in the world could have probably defended that. I mean, how would you stop Vinicius there? There were four Madrid players over there. It was a 4-on-3 attack. They hit us on the transition, and and that too. The shape was good. I think we did not allow them to get into the box. The last thing you can do is allow someone to take a shot from outside the box. If he scores, that's well struck. And Vinicius took it from outside the box. And you maybe you think Bernardo should have been a bit smart, not allowing Camavinga to get past him. Uh, then Rodri should have been a bit smart on Cruz there. That pass to Camavinga releasing Vinicius. But those were so quick sequences for me. The entire defense was in shape, back in shape. It's just that Vinicius just ran onto it and stuck that shot. JSK says we allowed Camavinga to move so freely. I mean, Kamavinga himself is so mobile, right? He just plays. He generally plays in that midfield. He's mobile. He's quick. He's very quick. He's, one thing they have an advantage playing Kamavinga in that fullback position is his combination with Cruz can be lethal because he's typically a midfield player, right? You would almost think that Kamavinga has ability on the ball like Zinchenko, but his defensively is very, very good. Kamavinga, so it's almost like Kamavinga Cruz combining that one-touch passing. I mean, it's difficult to defend that. Bayadis did nothing with the ball and then conceded the only way they shouldn't have, hoping to do better in the second half. I mean, I think we have recycled the possession well, and one of the problems, Bayaji, with this Madrid team is they're almost just defending four at the back, and you have Rodrigo, Modric, Benzema, Vinicius. You have 4, 5 people always ready to hit you on the counter, which means that you cannot play that killer pass unless you're 100% sure. And I think that is the difficulty in playing with Madrid because they just don't care about everyone coming back and defending. Like against Bayern, if you see Bayern, everyone came back into the shape, they were defending. So even if the ball was lost, you could manage the transition. But here for Madrid, there are 4 people, 3 people almost. They don't defend Madrid. 3, 4 people, 3, 4 attacking players, they're just attacking. That's all. They're running freely. Which means if you are the possession based team, it will be difficult. It will be very difficult. You have to play that final pass very well. So that's the problem which we had. And then they're just making those tactical fouls, referee not giving anything, they're physically imposing themselves on the game. And then I think this second half will be a test of our personality and character. How much we have learned from our journeys into the semi-finals in the last 2 seasons. That's what the second half will be. Vinay says different formation but same old possession. That is because Vinay, Madrid don't want the ball. Madrid don't want the ball. They want to attack. So I think you have to keep possession. You just can't surrender possession here because they move the ball so quickly. Modric, Cruz. I think surrendering possession is actually difficult here. You probably could say Gundogan was a little bit, not Gundogan, John Stones was a little bit late in going up to Vinicius. I mean, you could tell that, but then you literally had Ruben Diaz following Vinicius Junior in front of him, 1v1 and stuff. So, so I mean, it was just a great goal, and that's it. Jesus and Stefan Ortega in second half. Vinay says Real Madrid have mastery on defense and counter. That's the only thing, Vinay. That's the only thing that they do. And one of the differences between them and us is Real Madrid. I think people have to realize this. Real Madrid are not built to win a league. Real Madrid are built to win a knockout competition, and there's a difference in it. Whereas we want to win the league, we want to win this knockout competition. We are I mean, so I think it's a bit difficult when you're facing the team that is just built to win knockout competition. That's it. I actually think it's a bit difficult, but then tie is not over for me. Tie is not over at all. We have the second leg at the Etihad, and that could be pivotal. Rahul says Ortega. Vinay says Bayaji says play some crosses when clearly there's no chance of tap-ins. But then that's the thing, Bayaji. You play a cross, Rudiger intercepts it or someone intercepts it. 4 people are waiting there to hit you on the break. How do you deal with it? So I mean, I've been thinking how do you deal with it, and that's actually the problem. It's not just like that Jose Mourinho with his Inter Milan team of almost unknown people defeated Barcelona of Messi, Xavi, Iniesta. You think about it, it's not for nothing that Jose Mourinho with the Porto defeated Manchester United in the semi-final with almost nothing. So that's actually the problem when you're a possession-based team. You make one error and the opposition scores, whereas you need to be pitch perfect. You need to be perfect for 89, 90, 95 minutes. They need to be perfect for 1 minute. So that is actually the difference here. That's why it's very difficult. Rahul just in the second half. Ortega could be difficult, Rahul. I don't think because we need Edison's. That is clearly a yellow card for Carvajal. They're showing we actually need Edison's build up here. Be interesting to see our attitude in the second half. Vinicius, they didn't expect Vinicius to shoot exactly when I see Vinicius was coming on to that. Ruben Diaz was he had his head down and he expected Vinicius to dribble and he just had his head down and he was just looking into it, he had the situation under control. Actually, Vinicius could not go past Ruben Diaz, and no one expected Vinicius to shoot over that. It was just a snapshot, just came and he just shot. Because if you look at it, Vinicius gets the ball. There was Gundogan just behind Vinicius, beside Vinicius. Ruben Diaz was ahead of Vinicius. John Stones is almost to the left of Vinicius. So we had the situation, we had the shape there under control defensively. So I wouldn't, in the Champions League, things happen like this. You just cannot always blame that, okay, we have defensively not been this good, that good. Sometimes things happen and you just need to accept it. That was a fantastic shot. For example, Rodri against Bayern Munich. Rodri's shot, no one could have done anything, right? The Bayern were back in shape defensively and stuff, but Rodri's shot, it just went in. Rahul says Alvarez and Mahrez in place of Bernardo and Stones. No, Rahul, no, I would actually be dreading. I'll actually be dreading those changes, Rahul, because 1-0 is 1-0 is one nil is actually I think 1-0 is not a bad score line actually. 1-0 is not a bad score line to take back. We need to remember we have the second leg at the Etihad. We need to get out of here with as much minimal damage as possible. If we get out of here with on level terms, it is very good. Like a 1-1 draw, 2-2 draw, whatever. I'm happy with that. But what we can't do is go to Etihad with 2 goals down or 3 goals down. Then that will just put a monumental task on our hands. So I think we just continue to be defensively solid. If it was the second leg and something, then probably I would bring in attacking changes, but not now. Not now. Rahul Just Alvarez is more like a Madrid type player. Haaland is also more like a Madrid type player. Rahul. Rahul says, I think same as Valverde. Bernardo Silva himself is almost same as Valverde in terms of that work rate and everything, right? So it will be an interesting second leg. I'm sorry, yeah, it will be an interesting second leg for sure. And also it will be an interesting second half as well. Swami says, what's the feeling, man? I mean, that was, I think Swami, that was a good goal. That's what I would say. That was a good goal. We could not have done anything else. You could say that Gundo should have closed him earlier. Stone should have closed him down well. Bernardo should have been, but it was a well crafted move. It was a move that was well planned on the training ground. I think that's what I actually get the feeling the more I think about it because no one expected Vinicius to shoot from there. I did not expect Vinicius to shoot from there. I thought he'll dribble or do something, but he just shot. It was a snapshot. So you just need to accept it when someone scores a good goal. That's all. I'm not unhappy about that goal. That it was because of a mistake that the goal went and things like that. So it's fine. 1-0. And on the contrary, I feel that we need to know how to handle situations like this. We need to accept it is okay being a goal down. It is okay being 1 or 2 goals down in a knockout game because we need to more often than not in the past we have played ties like it's just Liverpool last 16 if people remember 2017 I think Centurion season we We conceded 3 4 goals in the first leg, and it was game over. We played that first leg like it was a cup final or something. So we need to accept the fact. We need to accept the fact that there's 180 minutes and it's not 90 minutes. So, and also it's an away ground. So it's okay if you're a goal down or something like that. You can always take that back home. Now we need to make sure the game doesn't drift away from us more. This will show, the second half will show how much we have learned from past experiences. Swami says, even if we lose today, I think we like now know how to get City. Pocket Haaland, KDB, game done and dusted. It can be said, the same thing can be said of Madrid, right? Pocket Vinicius, pocket Benzema, and game done and dusted. But this is the away leg again. This is the away leg. Leipzig scored a goal against us in the away leg. You know what was the score against Leipzig? 1-1. It doesn't mean that Leipzig are on the same level as Madrid, right? Bayern Munich City away leg. Okay, game was done, but 1-1. So I'm actually like, just take this game to the Etihad and we can show Madrid what it is. Second leg. Because the refereeing decisions at the Etihad will be different, the things will be different there. Home support, refereeing decisions, so many things will be different when you're playing at your home ground. Bayajis' Haaland positioning also questionable inside the box. They're now coming out. That is true. His movement. There has been a ball where he smashed the ball across the box and no one was there. But then again, you just can't question it. So maybe you should question the midfielders or you should question the creators. They are not picking out Haaland because if you look at Haaland's positioning a bit, especially towards the end, I accept it was questionable in the start, but towards the end, he was taking up some clever positions. He was peeling away from Rudiger, he was peeling away from David Alaba and stuff. So let us see how it goes. The only thing is, don't let the tire drift away from you, guys. That's it. That's it. I would say, just don't let the tie drift away. Don't go gung attacking. That's the only thing. I don't know why we are not pressing Courtois. KDB does well. Jack Grealish heavy touch. Bernardo does extremely well there, even though he took a heavy touch. KDB, John Stones, Jack Grealish, Manuel Akanji, John Stones. Gundogan does extremely well over there. That was a good block, or else Jack Grealish was in. That was a good block by Carvajal over there. It's a corner. I just do not want KD. Yes, KDB is taking the corner again. Ah, again, KDB is off it today. KDB is just off it today. I don't know why KDB is just off it today. We just can't concede the second. That's what I'll say. That's a great ball there. We just can't concede the second. That's what I would say. 1-0 is fine. Taking 1-0 to the Etihad is fine. It's not game over or something. Just can't concede the second. You need to be stable here. Focus, guys. Focus. Pep Guardiola would have told the same thing in the dressing room. Just focus. Ah, good touch, but no one was there to collect the second ball. Good touch from Grealish. Game has opened up more now. Madrid are playing through City's press very well, but we just need to get back in shape. Just get back in shape, guys. Get back in shape. That's a corner for Madrid, and that's very well done by Benzema. Look at that. But the defensive shape is good here. The defensive shape is extremely good here. I know it's one touch passing, but the defensive shape is very good here. The defensive shape is very good. And it was a tight angle. Edison has come out, and the punch is actually not bad. The punch is good. Benzema with a chance to put a ball into the box. Don't let him shoot from outside the box. That's extremely well defended again. Good defensive shape. Very good defensive shape. We have been good against Vinicius all game. Look at that. Rodri is stuck to his task against Vinicius. Just that one goal. We need to get that out of the system. That's all. Just that one goal. The key thing here will be, can we get that one goal back? That's the only thing. Without conceding any, can we get one goal back? That's the only thing. That would be a huge, huge thing in the tie if we can do it. Kevin De Bruyne is through. Ah, flag doesn't come up there. Let us see if De Bruyne was offside or not. No, De Bruyne wasn't offside. Ah, what a chance that is. What a chance that was. The angle was tight, but good save by Courtois there. That was a wonderful chance. But what a ball that was. Gundogan to De Bruyne, right? We needed to do something with that. Just press Courtois. Look at it. That's a good touch from Pep. City are now just intensifying the press. That's not a foul. That's not a foul. Ref, that's not a foul. I mean, when Carvajal does that on Grealish, it's not a foul. But when Rodri does it, it's a foul. I don't understand this hypocrisy. Bernardo Silva, Rodri, Jack Grealish. Ha! Good strike from Kevin De Bruyne there. Clean strike, but straight into the hands of Courtois again. Clean strike from De Bruyne. City getting closer, closer, ever closer. Good attacking intent when compared to the first half. Very good, I would say. Erling Haaland! Ah! What a tackle that was from David Alaba. Haaland was almost through there. Erling! You need to do better. What a tackle that was from David Alaba. Ah! What a challenge. But the attacking intent in this half has been better. It's been much, much better. Again, shit at set pieces. If only we had James Ward-Prowse. That was a good challenge from David Alaba with the last minute challenge. We had chances in this half. We need to be more clinical, I would say. It's not as clear cut chances as people like Gabriel Jesus and all missed last time. That's very well done by City there to sniff off that Real Madrid attack. John, Grealish, Kyle Walker's on the outside. Bernardo Silva instead chooses to go on the inside. Kevin De Bruyne, Kyle Walker. Well done by Kamavinga over there. Just be stable and defend. Just be stable and defend. That's all. What the hell? Why are they just not able to stop Vinicius Junior over there? Just bloody go into him. Do a man marking job on him. It's a Madrid corner, I think. It's a Madrid corner. Ah, They just look terrified of Vinicius Junior over there. Just don't let them shoot. The ball's gone out. Oh, it's a corner for Madrid again. It's Rodrigo this time. Just need to be stable right now. Just need to be very stable right now. These are the moments Guardiola said. You need to suffer to win this competition. It's a corner. Yeah, he's had both his hands at the back. What else he can do? Good save from Edison. Just went over Edison, I think. Wave after wave of Madrid attack, but that's fine. Need to defend. You need to suffer in venues like this, guys. Suffer, that's all. Be defensively stable. If we can somehow nick a goal from here and go to the Etihad, that would just be fantastic. Ancelotti is going crazy here. Probably he wants a yellow card. I don't know. He wants Rodri to be given a yellow card. I don't know. That's very well defended there. Again against Vinicius. Pep Guardiola knows here he can't concede another goal. But what chances? Haaland had a chance. De Bruyne went clean through. I think probably thinking that De Bruyne should have scored there when he went clean through. That was not even offside. Vinicius Junior on the ball. That was too close. You just can't give a handball on that. That is just too close. Again, who is the idiot who's lost the ball? Walker does extremely well. Wonderful defending, Kyle. Wonderful defending, Kyle. I mean, you might look at this and think defensively it's not been one of our best performances, but it is still now. Even that Vinicius goal was not, it is again, I repeat, it is just snapshot from outside the box, no one expected. Ah, The ball's good. We need to keep on attacking. Courtois with the goal kick. He's taking his time. Stones does extremely well under pressure over there. Kick the ball long. That's a corner for Madrid. Unnecessary corner. If something happens here, I think it's all on Jack Grealish down that side. Ah! Good attempted pass by Bernardo. He had to do that because I think it was KDB who was away, so nothing wrong with that. Close him down. Very well done. Very well done. The defense. Very well done. The close Benzema down well. It's a goal kick. It's a goal kick, but is it a handball? They're all asking for a handball. He's having his hand by his side. He's having his hand by his side, right? How can that be a handball? Haaland does well. Kevin Bernardo Silva. No, Yasin, but the tie is not over yet, right? The tie is not over. And anyway, Yasin, Arsenal haven't won the UCL at all, right? So you just can't talk about that. At least we are trying. That is very well done there by Kyle Walker. Yes. Wow. Kevin De Bruyne. KDB. Who are the UCL butlers now? KDB. What a strike from Kevin De Bruyne that is. KDB. What a goal. Kevin De Bruyne. UCL butlers. Who? What a strike. Look at it. What a strike. That was a bullet strike from Kevin De Bruyne. That is, wow. Look at the strike. What a strike that is. They have Vinicius, we have Kevin De Bruyne. No way Courtois is saving that. Three Courtois are not saving that. What a goal. Carlo Ancelotti has received a yellow card, I think. Why are they not restarting play? Yeah, they have restarted play now. I was a bit worried they were checking about that penalty or something, or even the goal. There was something in the goal. But what a goal by KDB there. Wonderful goal. But the passage of play that led to that goal was very interesting. City were very aggressive on the front foot, pressing the ball, sniffing out Madrid counter-attacks. That was just a two-way sword. If one of the things missed, Madrid would have gone on the counter there. But City were very aggressive, and that's how we got the ball to De Bruyne. Who the hell had just given the ball away there? That is well done by Manuel Akanji. His interceptions are just something else, Manuel Akanji. Modric with the free kick, and that is very well defended again. It's a free kick for Madrid there. Unnecessary free kick to give away. Unnecessary free kick to give away. And it's a yellow card for Ikai Gundogan. Gundogan knows it. It's just an unnecessary free kick to give away. Gundo knows it. Not needed. You have to defend this free kick well. These are the pivotal moments on which ties hang, which ties are decided upon. That's a goal kick. He went straight for goal. It is David Alaba actually. You know what was good thing about City is defensively we've been solid even after conceding that goal. Unlike in the past, won't Erling Haaland get one chance in this match? That's what I'm looking at. One chance in this match for Erling Haaland. John Stones with not that good of a header there. Played back to Ederson Eddy, just kick it long, which he will not do. Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva gets the ball back and played it back to Rodri. Kevin, Kevin to Bernardo Silva. Rodri again. Kyle Walker. Back to Ruben Diaz. Kenji. Bernardo Silva. Kevin. It's Erling Haaland. Bernardo Silva again. Kyle Walker. Ruben Diaz. You just can't give away transitions like that. Passing so well, and Kenji does extremely well, and Jack Grealish gets back. It's a City throw. Very well done. Akanji has been excellent today again. Defensively, we have been superb. Defensively, we have just shown our togetherness today, shown our compactness today. I know the tie is not over yet. I mean, the game is not over yet. At least 15 more minutes to go, plus added time. The dreaded added time at the Bernabeu. That's very well done. Not actually well done, but that's fine. The intent was right over there because he was under so much pressure. He had to play that cross to, I think it was Jack Grealish. He had to play that cross over to Bernardo. Superb by Gundogan. Mistakes from Gundogan of all people. Manuel, get close to him. He has no one in support. Ha! That was. I don't know how he turned Manuel Akanji inside over there. That I know that was a slip from Akanji, but it's a free kick to Madrid. Free kick from a good range, I would say. Probably Cruz will take it. Yeah, he had to make that tackle. Yeah, that was all. That was a nutmeg on Akanji there, but John Stones was stable and he cleared it. Good defending from John Stones. What a save from Edison. What a save from Edison that is. Superb save from Edison. Eddie, what a save. Edison does fantastically well over there. Otherwise, that was going in. Edison does extremely well over there. Another key moment, I would say, in the tie. Another extremely key moment. We cannot concede now in this last 10 12 minutes. We just cannot concede. Just close the tie out. Probably Pep should bring in someone like a Laporte or someone and just close the tie out. Not Calvin Phillips. Don't want him to be anywhere near this tie now, but that's a foul on Rodri. I think it's Camavinga who gets a yellow card for that. There's a clear foul on Rodri. I think it's Marcus Asensio who's coming on, but the free kick from Cruz was just superb. Addison does extremely well over there. You just need to manage the game well now. Jack, play the safe pass. That's it's not a good cross in. Manuela Kanji, he's been superb today. You know that one mistake against Cruz, but generally he's been superb today. Rodrigo goes out and Asensio comes in. Marcus Asensio has been linked to it City, not now, probably 2 3 years ago, I think. And Sunny was leaving and stuff. Rodri, Akanji, Kyle Walker, Bernardo Silva, Kyle Walker, Rodri. Just pass it back, yes. Just cannot lose the ball now. Look at Madrid's attackers converging. Yes. Just give it to Edison. Madrid are just pushing up the pitch in that way. Look at that. Edison and Stones, Kyle Walker. It's a Madrid throw. It's another Madrid change. Tony Cruz is going off now, and I don't know why Pep Guardiola is not making any changes. Suamini is coming in. Cruz is going off. I think Pep needs to just bring on Alvarez. Is he looking for the second goal? I don't know. City are just looking to manage the game now. Kyle Walker does extremely well. Bernardo Silva loses the ball. That's a free kick. That's a free kick for Madrid, but Bernardo Silva loses the ball over there. For all people, Bernardo Silva. Look at that. Of all people, Bernardo Silva losing the ball. Something I can't understand. Kyle Walker does extremely well there. It's a foul on Vinicius there, and that's a yellow card. It's a free kick from striking range as well. But I think he had to commit that foul because it's a free kick and just need to be very careful from this. It's Modric on the free kick as well. It's a dangerous position, I know, but this is again a pivotal moment in the tie to be extremely careful. That's a corner for Madrid, I think. Yes, it's a corner for Madrid. And it's a substitution for Madrid as well. Modric goes off now. Nacho comes on. Ancelotti is trying to protect the lead as well, but I don't know why Pep is not making any changes whatsoever. It's a Marco Asensio corner and swinger. That's very well defended there. Excellent defending from City under pressure. I'll just come in a moment. Madrid are still pressing. That's why it's bought Asensio and all. But yeah. Jack Grealish does extremely well. Ah, final. But that would have been such a great ball, right? Jack Grealish to off in the final moment. Get the work rate from Jack Grealish there. That's excellent. Ah, Gundo. Just follow the ball. Ah, Vinicius is free over here. Vinicius is free. Come back, Kevin. Kevin, come back. No, why Kevin De Bruyne is just staying. Ha! That's hit the bar over there. I think it was from Suamini. That's hit the bar. But again, I think it's Edison who had tipped it into the bar. Yes, it didn't hit the bar. It was actually a save from Edison. That was a great save from Edison. Okay. Ah, just imagine that fell to the feet of Erling Haaland. Don't know what happened over there. Yeah, the free kick I think was taken from the wrong position, but just a few seconds, so not seconds, 2 minutes left almost. 2 minutes, 10 seconds left. Ah! Who is that who switched off? Great defending there from John Stones. Fantastic defending there from John Stones. Just can't allow that to happen in these final moments. Just keep the ball and manage the ball, that's all. Ah, Kevin De Bruyne was almost through there. He just needed Erling Haaland. Support a bit more. That's it. 1 more minute to go. 1 more minute to go. We cannot let what happened last time happen here at the Bernabeu. This 1 minute could define the entire tie. This 1 minute could actually define the entire tie. I think one last attack from Madrid because it's 30 seconds to go. Ah! That's very well caught by Edison. But just look at the saves which Edison has made. Fantastic. And that's it. The tie is over. It's 1-1. The tie is over. It's all square. It's all square at 1-1. I mean, how am I feeling about the tie? I mean, I mean, it's interesting. I would say you look at the 1-1 score line at the Santiago Bernabeu. We are back where we started. If you had asked Pep Guardiola at the start of the tie, again I go back to that. If you had asked Pep Guardiola at the start of the tie, what score line would Pep Guardiola actually take? He would have taken a nil-nil. He would have bitten your hand off for a nil-nil. He would have taken a 1-0. He would have even taken a 1-0 defeat as well, because you can always. I mean, that's the confidence Pep Guardiola has on us that we can turn around anything at the Etihad. And do you remember this against RB Leipzig? We took an almost same. We took the same score line 1-1 and then went to Etihad, and then, but this is not Leipzig, I know. But you know the best thing I liked about us today? We went 1-0 down. In the past, we concede a goal in a tough away ground. What would happen? We would concede the second, we would concede the third. We would be nervous. We would make defensive mistakes. Today, yes, we conceded the first. We were on the course towards the end of the first half, but we never lost our defensive stability. We never lost our trust in the process. We just kept on believing, 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 playing the same way, and we got our goal. We found our goal. And then again, it wasn't easy till the end. Madrid were pushing for the second. Madrid were pushing for the second. Madrid were pressing high. Madrid never seemed satisfied with a 1-1 draw. City seemed satisfied with a 1-1 draw. Right after the 80th minute, you could see that we almost shut shop. But Madrid did not seem satisfied with the 1-1 draw. That can tell you a lot about what Carlo Ancelotti thinks about going to the Etihad. Vinicius can't believe didn't concede. Defensively, it was. I know there were one or two mistakes. The Akanji one when Tony Cruz, I think it was who nutmegged him and he went inside. Akanji into the box. Stones was there to clear. That was one error. Probably we left Vinicius free on one occasion, and Ederson made good saves. It is not outstanding saves, but it was good saves. He was stable. Other than that, I think we were defensively solid. We were defensively very solid. We kept our shape. I know Bernardo made a few mistakes, gave the ball away once or twice, but Modric gave the ball away many times today due to our intense press. So the game was it was a difficult game in the midfield. Actually, the press was just superb. Madrid's pressing shape made it difficult for us, but I would say the defensive shape was very good. The defenders were extremely good today. Akanji, Walker, I know Vinicius scored, but again, I come back to the same thing. It was very difficult for anyone to prevent that Vinicius goal. It was almost impossible to prevent that Vinicius goal because no one expected him to shoot there. The defensive shape was there. Diaz was on to Vinicius. It wasn't like last year's mistakes, like Fernandinho jumped in and Vinicius got the ball, ran through and scored, or Jack Grealish allowed the cross to come in of the extra time thing. It wasn't. There was no rubbish of that. Madrid were made to work for their goals. I think that is one of your primary objective. You should make the other team work for their goals. They still get it. Kudos. They would have played well. Bayaji says draw away, win home is the norm this season, but Haaland zero, KDB and Eddie hero. They just crowded out Haaland. They just crowded out Haaland, Bayaji. So I think that's where the space for KDB was there. I was actually surprised that Rodri didn't shoot more, that Gundogan didn't shoot more at all, that Bernardo didn't, that Jack Grealish, he didn't drive into the box much until the last this thing. I think more. See, both our wingers were busy today, uh, helping our fullbacks out, and most of our attacks were mostly central. KDB was giving, Walker was coming forward. I know, but generally the attacks were concentrated central, defending on the wings. That was what was the motto today, and I think that's where KDB found the space, and and the goal was coming. To be fair, the goal was coming. Before that, Haaland had a chance where David Alaba just put in a terrific challenge. Kevin De Bruyne went through early on in the second half, and Kevin De Bruyne, I thought, should have scored from that opportunity. He went through 1v1. I don't mind what the angle is when Kevin De Bruyne is on the ball. So De Bruyne should have scored. So it's not like Madrid created the best chances. If you see the XG, I probably think we will have more XG than Madrid, because Madrid were dangerous, yes, but when did you think that Madrid just had a clear shot on goal, or they cut through our defense or something? Vinicius Junior shot was outside the box, and okay, Benzema's header was there where Edison made a save, but from open play, when did Madrid go? Suamini at the end shot from outside the box. From open play, did Madrid go clean through, or did Madrid create a clear cut chance? I don't remember a clear cut chance which Madrid created. Okay, first half it was a stupid ball where Diaz cleared, but that was not a chance creation. That was our mistake. Madrid did, one thing if you want to take away from this performance is Madrid. Yes, they scored a goal, but that should not be what Pep Guardiola should be highlighting. He should be highlighting Madrid did not create a single clear-cut chance. You guys limited the UCL holders to shots outside the box. If shots outside the box go in, no one can do anything. So terrific defensive performance for me. Bayaji says Rodri was too afraid to shoot from outside the box despite his position. Despite in position lots of times. That was something Bayaji. Because the first shot which Rodri shot, most of the times it's a goal. Kartua's position was, I don't know why it was down that side. It was not in the middle of the goal. Maybe it's anticipation. Otherwise, I think at least 8 out of 10 times that Rodri shot was a goal. Against Aston Villa, for example, same shot Rodri hit and it was a goal last season. So Rodri's shot was excellent. I think again that was the fear. Gundo didn't take shots from outside the box. That was fear. De Bruyne, how many took? I think he was also a bit reluctant to take outside shots from outside the box. So even De Bruyne as well, generally compared to all the other things. So I think Pep Guardiola's things were do not concede transitions, do not get caught on counter attack, and I think that's why City were like, okay, we'll do short passes and we'll try to thread it through, because if Madrid do win the ball back, we'll have time to recover. So that's why no one tried those long shots. Vinay says Jesus, Sterling past Haaland first season. Don't forget. Don't remind me of Jesus and Sterling. Vinay, that bloody Gabriel Jesus was responsible for us losing that first tie against losing that tie against Real Madrid last time. How many chances did the man miss? Man should have had three or four, at least three goals for the chances we created last time. I have couple of ties where Gabriel Jesus was single-handedly responsible along with Sterling to get us knocked out of the Champions League. Chelsea final, Sterling had lots of chances. Gabriel Jesus had a chance, did not score. Leon, he was responsible. Arsenal fans always sing praises about Gabriel Jesus. Why did he come? I'll always tell them only one thing. Just look up the high profile chances missed, big chances missed in the last 3-4 years in the Premier League. And one thing common you'll see, Jesus and Sterling are commonly in the top three for each of the last 4 seasons in big chances missed. So that tells you something. If you're consistently year after year, you're in the top three of big chances missed. It tells you a lot. Vinay says we'll have Ake back, but Vinay, I actually don't think that was actually a problem that side, because Akanji was very good again. Akanji was very good with Rodrigo. Akanji was absolutely good with Rodrigo. So I don't think that was the thing. Vinicius Junior troubled us. But Walker did a good job apart from the goal and stuff again, which no one can uh, actually blame. But Walker did a good job, I would say. Ake is, but I'm just thinking at the Etihad, how will he approach it differently? I think Pep will need to work out first Everton, and then he'll need to see that for that Etihad leg. But the game is obviously in the balance now. Bayaji says he's a Sterling. We're missing sitters for fun, and today bloody Haaland did not have a single sitter, right? Haaland did not have a single sitter, and yet he was making run after run after run. And the chances Haaland had, I mean, I'm disappointed with just one chance. In the first half, Haaland was had a chance on his left foot, no pressure on him, and it's a TM shot to Kaltwa. I don't think even people remember that. Other than that, Haaland was living on scraps today. But again, the defensive work from Haaland was very good. He was holding up the ball. There were a couple of times he tried to play De Bruyne through, and Haaland did his defensive work extremely well today. He did his job, I would say. Vishal says, and sang praises of Bernardo. Man was a Madrid player today. Uh, Vishal, if you say Bernardo was a Madrid player today, then Modric was a City player. Modric gave the ball up so many times, more than what Bernardo did today. The press in the midfield was so high. The press in the midfield was so tight that Xavi and Iniesta would have found it difficult today to retain the ball. Modric gave the ball away. When was the last time you see Modric give the ball away? So I don't blame Bernardo giving the ball away. Yes, Grealish gave the ball away. There was no player in the midfield today on either teams that did not give the ball away. The game today was about transitions. The game today was about, knowing when to put that ball forward for City, knowing when to, pass the ball. For Madrid, it was about transitions. So no one really cared about missing the ball today. Bernardo missed the ball. But how many high profile chances were created after Bernardo gave the ball up? No, none. None, I would say, none. So it's an art, if you have to lose the ball under intense pressure, lose it in an area where your team is back in shape and where you can recover. And by the way, in fact, the opposite, I would actually appreciate Bernardo for having the courage to take the ball under so much pressure. So Grealish lost the ball, Bernardo lost the ball. So all the midfielders lost the ball today. Modric, Cruz, everyone lost the ball. The press was so intense in the midfield today. Vinay says draw away, win at home, UCL season. Fingers crossed, Vinay, fingers crossed. Vishal says, yeah, the team whose average in La Liga. For a team claiming to be the best in the world, you should have beaten that Madrid side. Can't give these excuses anymore. I mean, you just can't compare the form in La Liga to what's happening here. I mean, you need to understand that league form is league form is different from Champions League form. What was Chelsea's position when they won the Champions Leagues? They didn't even finish top four that season. I think third or fourth they finished that season. They finished 20 points of the top and stuff like that. So league is different. I mean, you take the list of all the teams that have won the Champions League in the last 10 years. I think it's barely 2-3 times when the team has won the league, and they also won the Champions League. It's different, league and Champions League. The abilities needed for knockout competitions are different than the abilities needed for a league. For example, let's take the example of Arsenal. 93% of matches from first to this point, they were on top of the table. City were on top for what, 1-2 weeks. But who's the one who's having the lead now? Now, just compare it to this knockout tie of 180 minutes. If in 180 minutes, if you are 93% of the time, if you are ahead in the tie, then most of eight or nine times you win, right? So what I want to say is league is a marathon, whereas knockout is a sprint. The abilities needed for running a 100-meter race is different from the abilities needed for winning a marathon. Usain Bolt can't win a marathon, and the marathon champion can't win a 100 or 200 meters race. So it's not excuses. It's just that the abilities, the criteria needed for winning an UCL are entirely different from winning a league. You just can compare it, so it's not excuses. Barcelona, prime Barcelona, Messi, Xavi, Iniesta, Puyol, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. They were cruising La Liga, 1 or 2 points. That prime Barcelona, whom did they lose to? Inter Milan. So how do you explain that? Manchester United, who were under Alex Ferguson, I think 05 06, they were cruising the Premier League. They were just battering teams and stuff. They were one of the world's best teams. Lost to Porto in the semi-finals back then. So so you just can't do that. Chelsea sacked their manager, defeated Bayern Munich, who were top of Bundesliga 2012. So it's just not something that you're the world's best team. You know, if you're the world's best team, you finish consistently in the top four. If you're the world's best team, consistently in the top four of the Champions League, in the semi-final, season in and season out. That next step from the semi-final to final and winning it is, there are a lot of factors that come into the way. So my yardstick of uh, measuring, are you a best are you the best team in the world or not, is consistently get to the semi-finals of the Champions League and compete for the title year in and year out in your league and win it most of the times. That is my yardstick. If you want to measure teams by winning UCL, then I think that's a bad yardstick to measure, because that football is not a game of 180 minutes that you can measure a team with within 180 minutes, for example. Vishal says, anyway, you have all to play for next week. Praying Guardiola does his usual nonsense of playing the same teams and tire them out and drop points against Everton, right? Everton at home, and Everton are relatively safe now that they have battered Leicester against Sean Dyche. That will be interesting. We we literally have three cup finals right now. Okay, just leaving the FA Cup thing because that is after the season, but we literally have three FA Cup cups now, Vishal. I mean, three cup finals now, Vishal. Everton, Madrid at home, and Chelsea. I mean, if we win the next two games in the Premier League, I then think we would just need I think we would probably just need a draw in the last a point out of the last two games to win the title. I think that's what it is. If Arsenal win on their games, so three cup finals. That's what Guardiola will say. Three cup finals, guys. You have done all this three cup finals. Vinay says we were battered. Bayaji says in the end, great result away at Bernabeu, but Pep must find a way to get Haaland more involved, like in the Arsenal game. But Bayaji, Arsenal just committed that press all through, and it was just I would say that was one of the more easier games for Pep Guardiola to plan into, because Arsenal just pressed so much. And you know where Pep Guardiola sold Arteta the dummy? In the FA Cup, Arsenal battered. I mean, Arsenal got the better out of City, and they manmarked us. In the Emirates game as well, City were not there, and everyone said Arsenal were the better team. City won with experience, and Arsenal manmarked us. So twice Pep Guardiola sold Arteta the dummy. The third time at the Etihad when Arteta tried to manmark City, boom, pass from John, press high manmark, pass from John Stones to Haaland to De Bruyne, goal. And Arteta was just bamboozled. How can Pep do this to me? So with Real Madrid, the thing is, you see how Madrid were sitting. They were sitting in a mid block and low block. It was only on occasions. I think I can only remember 4 or 5 occasions, and even less when Madrid went high pressure on you. So Madrid are not a team that press high. They sit in mid block, not even low block. They sit in mid block and they slowly come up the pitch. They don't press, but they slowly come up the pitch. And when they sense the moment, one, two, three, three pass goal, four pass goal. That's the speciality of Real Madrid. So so at the end, Real Madrid are much more experienced than Arsenal, and a lot of things, I think, lot of things which are different, and they just literally one-marked Haaland with Rudiger and stuff. So Haaland made his runs, Haaland, and still I would say Haaland made his runs, but the problem here was if we had to find Haaland today, we had to thread through balls through to Haaland, but no one risked threading those balls to Haaland, because Grealish was an example. If you remember, in the 85th, 86th minute, Grealish gets the ball and he tries to thread a through ball to Haaland, and it was intercepted. Madrid go on an attack there. That was the worry. So you can't. No one could risk threading those through balls. That was the thing. That was the thing today. I think Pep On in any other season, Pep would have played for what a win or something, but today Pep was in a mood where he was ready to accept a 1-0 defeat as well because he realized this season. That's why people say the season is different. That's why I feel this season is different. Pep and the team are accepting that it's okay to be down at a tough away ground. You need to accept some variables are not in your control at away grounds. When I says we were chased by prime Liverpool, there was someone comparing the Premier League season when I last season at the same time. Someone put up a nice graphic, I think 2 3 days back, comparing last season at this time. 34 matches played by us and Liverpool. We were 83 points, Liverpool were 82 points. So we did not even have as much gap as we have now over Arsenal, a point gap with a game in hand. And Arsenal fans don't quite realize the kind of pressure we played on with Liverpool 18-19 season. We did not even lose a single match in the last 15-16 matches, I think. Continuous wins. Liverpool won continuously, we won continuously. Liverpool 97 points, we 98 points. So what Arsenal fans don't realize is so City have got a bit of a breathing space, which City never had against that prime Liverpool team. Yet we never crumbled, and we still were having these things. Champions League. We reached the Champions League semi-finals and quarter-finals. We were playing there. We had to deal with. Last time when we were knocked out by Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu, we could have easily lost even the title that weekend. You know what was the game we had that weekend after that heartbreak? It was Newcastle away, and Eddie Howe was already there. I think it was Newcastle away, and Newcastle were having a good home record there. Even till now, since Eddie Howe took over, only three teams have beaten Newcastle at their home: Liverpool, City, and Arsenal. Arsenal in the past weekend. So City have been in those tough situations both in the PL and in the Champions League. And after getting out of a Champions League, if you can still perform in the title race, that tells a lot about what our mentality is. Bayaji says we really need a speedy winger for such games when technical hybrid wingers are finding it hard. Actually, you have a point, Bayaji. That's true. I mean, again, it sort of depends. I think because you have a speedy winger, then the game literally becomes end to end. It becomes a contest between who scores more. Because Vinicius speedy there, and let's imagine Rafinha going this side. But I think what Pep Guardiola has shown with Bernardo and Grealish is the control. Okay, Vinicius scored the goal today, but generally the control of keeping the ball of controlling the tempo of the game and stuff. Because for me, a good example of having a speedy Foden is speedy. Okay, not speedy as Vinicius, but Foden is speedy. Against Newcastle, it was Newcastle away 3-3 draw early on in the season. It was what Foden, Haaland, and was it Alvarez? I think it was Foden, Haaland, Alvarez, or something that was just a speedy front three that day. I mean Foden, Haaland, Grealish. I think so. What Pep Guardiola told at the end is, we need to have wingers who can control the tempo of the game. That game, what happened was Foden was giving away a lot of counter attacks in the transitions because his speed, he was going forward and then he was losing the ball, counter attack. It would have been a repeat of that, I think, if you play speedy wingers on both sides. I think Pep wants control, but you're right, actually, with the speedy winger, probably you get more goals. But I also think you could probably concede more goals with the speedy winger. Vinay said earlier, Vinny will have mouthed these tactics. I actually think Walker managed Vinny all right. I know he scored the goal, but generally I think Walker managed Vinny all right. And the reason I'm telling all right is it was a good game from Walker because Walker had the responsibilities of going forward on the wing and he had to come back and manage Vinny. And Vinicius Jr. was going inside as well. So it was a tough game. Vinicius Jr. was not just on the wings and Walker managed all the aspects well. So fantastic game from Walker, I would say. Yeah, Walker did so well. Exactly. When he managed multiple things. Vinay says Pep won't mix up seeing his team getting battered. Now I don't know Vinay what team Pep will play for Everton. I just don't know what will he do for Everton. It's again a gamble he needs to take because this tie is not over. There's this Madrid tie, and not just physically, emotionally, it must be so much draining. We won 3-0 against Bayern Munich that leg, but it just felt after that leg that it must have been so much emotionally draining, playing that way. I mean, even as fans, watching that was so much emotionally draining, watching these teams like Bayern, Madrid play against you. They can hit you on one counter attack, they can open you. So I can imagine what would be going on in the player's mind. Will be interesting what team he picks against Everton. Bhaiya, this is except KDB, nobody drives forward through midfield and tried to find Haaland. Again, Bhaiya, I think it has to be the tactics, keep it compact, and because Gundogan generally plays high up, right? Gundogan generally plays alongside KDB as two number 10s, two attacking midfielders. Today Gundo didn't drive up. If you observe, Gundo was sort of in that mid space between KDB and Rodri. In fact, Gundo was most of the times he was with Rodri playing as the second pivot. He was helping out on either side, especially on that left hand side. So I think it must have been the tactics that Pep said just stay back, just stay compact, do not concede on transitions, and that's why they didn't play that ball to Haaland because Ancelotti would have just worked all of those tactics in the training ground the entire week, right? That the through ball will come to Haaland. What you guys do is intercept and then play Vinicius or Rodrigo on the wings, Vinicius to Benzema to Vinicius goal. I mean, it's the Ancelotti would have worked out the tactic all week long, and I think that's why we shied away from playing those through balls. Vinicius' plan was control, no risky passes. Otherwise, KDB wasn't at usual position. Exactly when no one was at usual position, it almost seemed that everyone was a step back. Probably Haaland was the one who was in his usual position, but generally KDB was not that high up, which meant Gundo was not that high up. Bernardo was never high up, he was only a few times he came, so everyone played that step back. We just, I mean, this is the first time I'm seeing under Pep that we are happy to, defend. I won't say we defended deep, but we are happy to suffer defensively. That's what I would say. Vinicius, Foden, Haaland, Alvarez, Mahrez. I think this is why Pep told that. This is why Pep told previously that Foden will be so important again in this campaign. I think he was meaning for the Premier League. I think against Everton, I know we can talk about it afterwards against Everton, but I think he'll play Foden, Mahrez, and Alvarez. I think he'll play the three of them, Foden, Mahrez, and Alvarez. I won't be surprised. Will be interesting to see his lineup against Everton. Vinicius for UCL, Grealish, Haaland, Silva. Exactly, when I Grealish, Haaland, Silva because they bring control. But I would like to see Foden play at the Etihad at some point of time against this Madrid side. Because Foden last time, if you remember, was just electric, right? Because Foden was wonderful, and the last time, I'm just wondering what if Pep would have played the side that played last time. Uh, of course, you can't play Jesus, so Haaland in place of Jesus, but Foden one wing, left wing, Mahrez the other wing, and Haaland up front and KDB in the midfield. How would that be? That would just have been so much attacking, right? It could have been a goal fest if he played that. We'll never know, but again, like when I said control was what Pep was actually seeking. Control. And and I think one of the things this season was we were 1-0 down, and I think it must be the same across majority of our fan base, and I think you lot would have felt the same like me. We went 1-0 down in the earlier games, even last season, for example. Whenever we went 1-0 down in the knockouts in all of the previous seasons, I was like, score a goal, score a goal, score a goal. Why are we 1-0 down? I used to hate, that we are 1-0 down, especially in UCL. But now, today we were 1-0 down, and I'm like, that's fine. Just be stable, just defensively. I was ready to accept 1-0 defeat to the Etihad. probably I think this change in mentality, not just in the fans' mind, but also in the mind of the players, I think that could be the difference this season. You know why UCL is so tough to win? It's more than the quality of the players. Yes, quality of the players important, but it's also the mentality you have. Do you have the mentality to accept a defeat and take that defeat into the next leg, and then turn it on from there? Do you have the patience to do you have the patience to play with the jaws of defeat? If I have to put it, that is what was lacking in a personality last time. Because when you're a serial winner, when you're winning your league domestic cup so comfortably, suddenly you come into this UCL and you're losing. You're playing against teams like Bayern, Madrid, for example, in the past seasons, and and you're actually losing. You suddenly feel out of place because you have not been in that position in your domestic competitions, right? You have almost never been in that position in your domestic competitions. That is what Pep Guardiola said a couple of seasons ago in that final against Chelsea. He said, "We whatever be the result of the final, I feel we are not still ready to compete at these stages." And he was talking about that mentality of accepting that suffering and defeat which are not used to in in your domestic competition. Vinay says this team really learnt lessons. Pep got rid of Cancelo and Laporte. I mean, a lot of people were actually sentimental when Pep got rid of Cancelo and Laporte. But if you remember, Laporte is not a good 1v1 defender, and if you see the characteristics of our backline, Walker, Ake, Akanji, Diaz, John Stones, and what was the hallmark of them today? How many times has a Madrid player got past someone? Okay, Vinicius twisted and turned once or twice, but generally, everyone was excellent, right? 1v1 defending. And Laporte, I mean, I go back to Spurs round of last 16, 18, 19 season. What happened? We were 1-0 down against Spurs from the first leg. Second leg, we score 1-1. Laporte gives the ball away to Son. 1v1 defending, and Son scores 2-1. Laporte made a lot of mistakes there. Not just that game, but generally Nottingham Forest, Laporte mistake, 1v1 defending. Laporte is very good in air. He's a very good defender playing the ball out from the back and stuff. But Laporte is not what Pep realized. Laporte is not what you need to win an UCL competition, especially. Is not a good 1v1 defender. So I think Laporte and Cancelo as well, not a good 1v1 defender. And I think with Cancelo, the issues were more than 1v1 defending. He was not a good 1v1 defender. He was occupying the spaces of Jack Grealish. He was just taking too much time on the ball and giving the ball away. Lot of issues with Cancelo. I think one thing Pep has proved with removing Cancelo, sending Cancelo off and having Laporte on the benches, especially sending Cancelo off, and Cancelo was one of our shining stars in the first half of the season. Pep actually proved that team is bigger than anyone else. Team does not depend on one personality. So a lot of messages from Pep actually ahead of in this season. Bayaji says Eddie brilliant in second half. True Bayaji, true. Without that, I mean the Shuamini save Bayaji was kind of routine, I would say. I mean routine in the sense it was hit at Edison at a nice height, and you expect generally a keeper of that level to save. But the Benzema header, if you remember from the set piece, that Benzema header was so difficult to save. He headed it. Benzema headed it across the goal as well. So Benzema header was very difficult to save. And I mean when Madrid were taking each set piece, I was like, this is the crucial moment. This is the moment that I could turn on. This is the moment that I could turn on. Fantastic from Edison. And it shows the importance of having a good goalkeeper, having a good one-on-one defender, having a good goalkeeper who shot stopping, for example. And just finishing off on that one-on-one defending thing, why did Liverpool lose the Champions League final to Real Madrid last time? Trent, Vinicius Junior, right? And what's the weakness of Trent? One-on-one defending, especially. Defending it is alright, but 1v1 defending is almost absolute crap. So I think Pep has realized that 1v1 defending is the key, and how much of an underrated signing. Akanji was, no one is talking about Akanji. Everyone talks about Fofana, 70, 80 million. Lisandro Martinez being one of the signings of the season, the defensive, this thing, and all of that. So William Saliba, people are talking about, and rightly so. But no one mentions Manuel Akanji, 15 million pounds. And I think he's played in almost all of the games since January. Manuel Akanji. Excellent 1v1 defending, interception, superb reading of the game, IQ. For me, I think Akanji has to be one of the signings of the season, 15 million pounds. Fantastic signing. And he started every game of in the every important knockout game in the Champions League. And he's played centre back, left back, right back. Just look at the versatility of the guy again, Manuel Akanji. Just shout out to Akanji. Vinay says last season Madrid 4-3 was like win situation in home, and now maybe for us with 1-1. But when it finished 4-3 at the Etihad, what was your first feeling? For me, the feeling is disappointment. For me, the feeling was extreme disappointment. That 4-3 somehow felt like a loss actually at the Etihad. And I know most of the fans, I know even you guys would have felt like that because we should have had 6-7 goals and that day, and we conceded 3 goals out of bloody nothing against Madrid. That 4-3 felt like a loss, actually. That 4-3 felt like a loss. But this season, 1-0 down, 1-1, this feels much, much better, right? This feels so much better than that 4-3. For me, 4-3 or 1-1, 4-3 from last season or 1-1, I would say 1-1. I would take 1-1 of this season. When I says Edison, fantastic. Edison was fantastic. Bayaji says I was afraid of giving free kicks around box and corners following every Madrid free kick, every Madrid corner. I was just like I was thinking these could be the moments game could turn on because Cruz Benzema, that was just almost superb, right? That was almost a goal if not for Edison. That was such a good save from Edison. Corners, I thought we defended very well, and in the Premier League I think we are the best team, best defensive team from set pieces and stuff. So we have a lot of height as well in the team. Rodriguez, Haaland and stuff. So I was more worried about free kicks actually. I was worried that probably Vinicius Junior would take a free kick because it seemed whatever he was trying to do was coming off. Vinay says, bet you if we didn't get Akanji and played back with Laporte, Cancelo could have conceded 3 or 4 goals. Madrid rolled us many times. Vinay, if you would have got Laporte and if you had played Laporte and Cancelo, I don't think we get past Bayern Munich. I don't think this game would have happened because the way Akanji handled Sane, Coman, the switch wing, Sane, Coman, that bind, this thing was fantastic. Would you think that Cancelo would have handled that in place of Manuel Akanji? So, and not just imagine what would the title race be with Cancelo, with Cancelo facing up against Saka, for example. How would that have panned out? So Akanji is just the difference, I would say. It's just superb. JSK says this is our year. Etihad, I don't think even prime Barca can beat us. JSK, your spell on Edison. Yaya Torres curse he told it's been lifted. That we'll have to see. But JSK, your curses towards Edison, you being angry towards Edison, it seems it has really got to him. Now he's just proving you wrong. Just keep up all of that anger that you have towards Edison because from that first game I remember where you wanted Ortega in you just wanted Ortega in at any cost, and from then Edison was just doing so much better. Vinay says 21 games unbeaten. And Vinay, this season is special also because World Cup season, no rest. For example, Rodri continuously last season full. This season is played half. Went to World Cup, played everything. Again is playing. Just imagine how tired Rodri would be. Just imagine how tired the entire team would be. In the last 27 days, we have played 9 games, including this. So that would be 3 games per day. Sorry, 1 game for every 3 days. Just kudos to the players. Whatever happens from now, from now on, that we don't know. But kudos to the players for They could have given excuses like tiredness, this and that, but they went on a streak in a season where you had all the excuses in the world to hang on to. World Cup fatigue, Calvin Phillips not developing, Rodri fatigue, Haaland not fitting into the team, Pep Guardiola left with Cancelo, charges, this, that. We had 20 excuses, and what makes me proud of this team is, despite all of those excuses, we have gone on this unbeaten run. We have not chosen to take even a single excuse, and that for me is already a hallmark of a champion team, whatever might happen come the end of the season. JSK says, and my apology to Edison. Please don't apologize, JSK. Please do not apologize. Just continue your rant towards Edison. Because whenever you do that, it seems Edison plays better. It seems that Edison plays wonderfully well. Vinay says this draw feels good when Madrid were battering us. Momentum for Everton. That's the strange thing, Vinay. We scored 4 goals and created million chances last time against Madrid, and still dissatisfaction after that match, and still you somehow felt that it was you are not satisfied. But here it was like it almost feels it's a draw, but it almost feels like you have achieved something monumental. It almost feels like you have conquered something, even though the tie is not over. It almost feels like you've come out of a difficult thing. You have withstood a lot of battering and stuff. This draw feels different. This draw feels almost like a win for me more than anything else. That Everton game, I don't know Vinay, but which team he'll play and all. That's gonna be interesting. But anyway, guys, what a wonderful game this was. Champions League classic, I would say. Maybe the scoreline would not tell you that, but in every way it was two top teams going for each other. The midfield battle, transitions, this game had everything, and it took two quality goals to make it 1-1. And and it's been a very satisfying night, I would say. Absolutely satisfying night, much more satisfying than when we won 4-3 at the Etihad last time in the first leg against Madrid. Very, very satisfying night. And see you all, guys, and take care. So enjoy this.